Hey, American contractors, viewers of the American Contractor Show. I'm here with John Dye at Win the Storm, and I have to tell you, anyone that is associated with American Contractor Show, you are a badass.
Big shout out to American Contractor Show. If you don't know, you definitely need to check out the Storm Summit. They're doing it in excellence. Check them out.
Hey, what's up? This is your friend, Francisco Serrano. If you haven't checked it out, American Contractor Show, YouTube channel, Facebook channel, Twitter, Instagram, all the platforms, you need to go them, like them, start learning about your craft.
Hey, I'm Matt Danskin with Restoration Referral System. Check out the American Contractor Show. The truck that they've got is awesome. Everything else that they have going on.
This is Larry Bache with the Merlin Law Group, helping policyholders for more than 30 years. If you have a claim or your client has a claim that needs help, please feel free to call the Merlin Law Group because we are the true policyholder advocate.
C3 was eager to help us, and even whenever we weren't giving them work, they were still eager to give advice. The things that they were putting out for the for changing from DMO to RFG and giving that to the industry and not charging anything for it, I thought was really cool. And that's stuff that I as a contractor appreciate. I'd recommend C3 to any contractor that's looking for a PA, especially if you're around Colorado. Great guys, man. I'm nothing but happy with the work they've done for us.
What's up, everybody? I'm meteorologist Andrew Myers, bringing you guys your daily hail forecast. Sponsored as always by C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, and American Contractor Show. You guys can go ahead and check them out in the description to this video. So for today, we have another day of risks for the Northern Plains. The Dakotas, as well as Minnesota, have a chance at hail and wind, all the way from Rapid City to Minneapolis. So we're going to take a look at that. And then afterwards, tomorrow, all of that is going to shift off to the east, and the Great Lakes is going to steal the show, possibly Chicago, possibly Cleveland, and Detroit. You guys are all in the risk area for tomorrow. And then last but not least, as usual, we're going to go ahead and take a look at our tropical chances for the next few days. We've got a disturbance off in the Atlantic that we were watching closely, so we'll keep you guys updated on that. But before we get to our weather for today and tomorrow, we want to take a look at our upcoming events. First one of those is going to be today. That is our 2021 hurricane season roundtable discussion. The meteorology team, as well as Derek, is going to be discussing what we think is going to be happening this hurricane season, our predictions for activity, as well as how to stay safe. We're going to talk about all of that in this roundtable discussion today. That's going to be premiered on YouTube and Facebook at 2 p.m. Central Time. So make sure to tune in if you guys want to know what your hurricane season is going to look like, how active it's going to be, and how to stay prepared. Then after that, we are going to be at the NTRCA Mini Trade Show in Grapevine, Texas. That is at the Grapevine Convention Center on August 4th. So if you guys are in the Texas area or just want to take a trip out there to come see us, go ahead and do that at the Grapevine Convention Center coming up in a couple weeks here. And then last but not least, you guys have seen this before, but we're going to keep showing it to you until the day of the event, September 15th. We are going to be at the Thunder Road Race for Recovery. That is an event that we are actually putting on. 100% of the proceeds of that are going to the charitable cause Roofers for Recovery. So you guys have good times for a good cause. You guys can go ahead and sign up to race in this or to sponsor this. And it'll be down at the Oklahoma Motorsports Complex. So if you guys like racing go-karts, talking weather, and just having a generally good time, again, for a really good cause, go ahead and sign up for that. We have included the Linktree link in order to do that in this video as well. So go ahead and sign up there. So yesterday, we had weather. So for the Northern Plains, once again, we had all sorts of wind through Montana, as well as the Dakotas, if we zoom on in there. I know that Glasgow, Montana last night got hit with some pretty good winds all the way down into the area just northeast of Rapid City. So plenty of wind reports to go around there. That was the main story. Although we did get a couple of scattered, isolated hail reports here and there, those were subsevere. And then if we move down into the southwest, just again, scattering of hail and wind reports through that area. Yesterday was mostly a wind day, although we did get a couple of severe hail reports here and there. So mostly wind for yesterday. So how is that going to play into today? Well, we've got mostly the same areas at risk for today up in the northern plains, as well as the desert southwest. So if we look at our northern plains area, all the way from Montana into Minnesota, clear sunny skies right now, but we've got a baby trough just getting ready to scoot on through. And with that, we will get some instability stirred up along with these storms that are starting to form. And that's going to help us get some severe weather later into this afternoon and evening. And then down through the southwest, it's going to be kind of the same story as this all day. This is going to intensify a little bit. Plenty of strong showers and noisy storms through that area, mostly a wind threat through the desert southwest, through New Mexico as well as Arizona. Totally blanked on what New Mexico is called. But through this area, that's going to be some scattered hail and wind chances here and there later this afternoon as well. But then for the rest of us, we could get some garden storms here and there, a couple of stronger, noisier storms through the southeast as we get to that daytime heating going, but most of us are going to stay out of the severe threat for this afternoon. We're sitting in the 70s and 80s across the east and a little bit cooler across the west coast since you guys have that sea breeze and that nice cool ocean, keeping you guys in the 60s and 70s. Then you guys know the drill for dew points. We're going to be in the 60s and 70s once again into this afternoon, so hot and sticky across most of the eastern U.S., and a little bit of relief from that once you get west of the Rocky Mountains. And how will that contribute to our instability? Well, with that heat, with those high dew points, we're going to get plenty of strong instability through the northern plains into today. You can see that happening through about 5 p.m. this afternoon. But by 8 p.m., we're really starting to blow up through South Dakota and through the northeast or northwestern part of Minnesota here into this evening. So that's really when our storms are going to start to blow up here into later tonight. And then as those eat away at that instability, that's going to start to diminish out of the way into the early morning hours, which leaves us with our storms and what they're going to look like into this afternoon. So not a whole lot happening in the early afternoon hours, just general showers here and there. But there we go, by 8 p.m. when that cape starts to really blow up, that's when we get those storms forming through South Dakota and through the northwestern part of Minnesota. A couple of those could produce some strong hail as we get some loner cells here and there that could produce some larger hail with that, as well as gusty winds. And then as those push off to the east, we're going to see them start to band up. We could get a wind threat, and then by 2 p.m. or 2 a.m., we're starting to see some isolated storms again through the North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota border area. A couple of those could be hailers as well as gusty winds as those push off eastward. So this is going to be a late evening through the overnight hours risk. As those continue into, like I said, the early morning hours, we're going to see those thunderstorms through those areas. Loud night for you guys in the Dakotas as well as Minnesota. Then downward into the desert southwest. Like I said, most of what we saw on our current conditions is going to linger throughout the afternoon and evening. We're starting to see those storms pop up through Albuquerque as well as north of Phoenix by 5 p.m. And it's going to kind of linger like that throughout the evening and overnight hours. You know, we do start to get some clusters here and there, could get some gusty winds with that, but it's mostly going to be heavy rain, strong winds, and maybe a hailstone here or there. Which leaves us with our hail threat into this evening and afternoon. So here's what we got for you guys. So desert southwest, you guys could get quarters to $50, as well as our main risk area for today, which is going to be through Minnesota and the Dakotas. So if we zoom on into there, we're going to see anywhere from Rapid City all the way past Minneapolis into the northern part of Wisconsin. Quarters to $50 for any of you guys. Our specific areas of the largest hail are going to be all the way from Grand Forks into northern Minnesota, as well as the areas surrounding Aberdeen, South Dakota. You know, you guys saw those storms starting to develop with those high Cape values and that instability. A couple of those could produce some hail in the ping pong to golf ball size range. But like I said, the rest of you, quarters to $50, as well as some gusty winds. And then back on down into the desert southwest. We're just moving back and forth right now. Flagstaff, you guys are the biggest city in the risk for hail into this afternoon. Like I said, it's mostly going to be a wind threat. However, we could get some quarters through the area as we get a couple of those isolated strong storms. Then into our wind forecast. Mostly going to be the same areas, mostly going to look the same as our hail forecast, and that's because of those storms moving through the same risk area. So all the way from Minneapolis, once again, to Rapid City, you guys could get some strong thunderstorms pushing through, especially as those start to band up. That's going to be our wind threat. So those storms, as they band up through the Grand Forks area all the way down into Minneapolis, that's when we'll start to get that wind threat into later tonight. Then finally, once again down into the southwest, so Flagstaff all the way into Albuquerque now. Any of those storms could produce some gusty winds as they start collapsing, or as we get a couple that band up here and there. So mostly gusty winds for you guys into tonight. So here's our most at-risk cities for later this afternoon. So Grand Forks and Aberdeen, you guys saw you were in those orange swaths, so ping pong to golf balls are possible. You guys are more likely than the rest to see hail, but I'm still gonna leave you at a moderate chance because we are getting a lot of variability in our models right now and where those storms are gonna lie. So you're likelier than the rest though to get some severe hail later this evening. Bismarck and Minneapolis, bringing that chance down a little bit into the low to moderate. And then finally Duluth, Rapid City, low chances of seeing hail tonight, although it's not zero. So then for tomorrow, so that's our chances for today, and then that whole swath is going to shift eastward into tomorrow, and that's when we get our Great Lakes risk. So already by noon tomorrow, we're going to see those storms starting to pass through Michigan, starting to pass through Wisconsin there, and those are going to push southeast. And then check this out, guys, by 5 p.m. we've already got some tail end Charlies moving through the Chicago area into tomorrow. If those stay isolated, we could see them producing some larger hail in the $1/4 to $1/2 size range at least, possibly even larger if we get enough instability. This is going to be our main corridor of instability all the way from Wisconsin into the northern part of Illinois. So any storms that form through here and keep isolated, those could be our big time hailers. And then the rest of this area, you can already see that kind of banding up by 5 p.m. It's going to be the same story as it rolls on through, starting to keep that band structure. Could be some gusty winds into later that evening into tomorrow night. And then those are just going to keep pushing off to the southeast as the night rolls on, which leaves us with our hail risk for tomorrow. So this area is also going to be a gusty wind risk through tomorrow. We'll talk about that in a moment, but like I said, corridor of most instability is going to be through Wisconsin and Illinois. So if you guys are anywhere between Green Bay and Chicago, you guys do have a moderate chance of seeing hail in the ping pong to golf ball size range with those loner storms as they get ready to band up. Then once they do, they're going to move through Michigan, Detroit. You guys could see some $1/4 to $1/2 still as we get some stronger storms moving over you. But this is going to be our main risk area into tomorrow that we're watching for larger hail. So then for wind, it's going to be the same risk area, extending that a little bit through Ohio and Pennsylvania since that band kind of pushes through that area. So if you guys, again, are in Green Bay, Chicago, Detroit, Cleveland, or anywhere in between, that's where we're going to see those gusty winds as those storms line out and push to the southeast, producing some gusty winds. So Detroit and Chicago, that's when that initially starts to push through. You're going to have a better chance at those stronger storms as they're lining up. And so you guys are in a more moderate chance of seeing gusty winds. Cleveland, you're at a low end. Green Bay, you're at a low end. So that's what we have for you guys into tomorrow. Could be an interesting day for the Great Lakes on your Saturday, and we will, as always, keep you updated on those hail chances. But into the next few days, we're going to get into our tropical chances. So we do have this system that pushed off of the coast of Georgia and South Carolina a couple days ago. And as it moves into those nice warm Gulf Stream waters, that's what it loves. So we're going to be at a 30% chance of formation in the next 2 to 5 days. We could see this start to ramp up a little bit as it sits over those more favorable conditions. Not sure it's going to really do much afterwards. It's going to push off to the east, could move into some cooler waters. So not super likely that it's going to become our next named storm. However, it could get going a little bit as it sticks off of the east coast. So you guys in the Georgia, South Carolina area, it's not moving towards you, but you could still get some rain and some gusty winds as that continues to push away from you guys. So here's what that looks like that it's moving into. So we know that those hurricanes and those tropical systems love low shear environments, which just means calm winds throughout the atmosphere. Loves that. Loves moist air, which it's got. And then finally, loves those nice warm waters. It needs at least 80 degrees, and that's what we're sitting at off of the East Coast all the way into the eastern part of the Atlantic. We're at 83. Gulf is actually at 90 right now. It's pushing 90 degrees in the Gulf of Mexico. So we've got those water conditions that are right for tropical formation, and if everything else lines up properly, we could continue to see that system to develop. So we will, as always, keep you guys updated on our tropical chances and on our severe chances. If you guys want to follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, you can hit see first on Facebook so you never miss a live video, and then you can also hit that subscribe button on YouTube so you never miss when we go live with our forecasts or with our live coverage. And then if you guys want to get in contact with us, you can call us at 334-4245. You can also email us if you would rather at info@hailtrace.com or check out our website, hailtrace.com, for more details. We're going to keep you guys updated on your severe chances as always, but for now, I'm meteorologist Andrew Myers. Thanks for watching.